local coverage you can count on. This is breaking news.
We are gathering details on breaking news. One person dead, another possibly injured after a shooting in northeast Memphis. The victim died on the scene at Sycamore Lake Apartments. Police tell us they are looking for the second victim right now. Meanwhile, we are tracking snow as it moves out of our region. A dusting for most of the city. Parts of Shelby County got as much as 3 inches, and one West Tennessee town saw 9 inches of snow. Right now, those counties that you see in white, including Shelby County, still under a winter storm warning. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Merle Purvis.
And I'm Daryl Green. Here's what you need to know right now. The winter storm warning is in effect until 6 tonight. Roads are mostly clear here around Memphis, and there are 10 cancellations, 7 flight delays on the board at Memphis International as we speak, but there have been dozens of delays and cancellations throughout the day. If you have a flight tonight or tomorrow, be sure to call your airline. Nationwide, there are more than 6,000 flight cancellations because of this winter storm system, which is expected to turn into a crippling blizzard tonight. The mid-Atlantic states, as well as those in the Northeast, are right in the bullseye. Upwards of 10 million people will be affected.
Our team coverage of this storm started early. 4 o'clock this morning. Our news crews spread out across the storm's path, bringing you the latest conditions, while our team of meteorologists tracked the system in Severe Weather Center 13. Fox 13's chief meteorologist Joey Selipek kicks off our coverage tonight. Joey.
Hey, Merle, you were right earlier about that winter storm warning, still in effect until 6 o'clock. So we've roughly got 1 more hour. And it's cold out there, friends. 36 degrees, wind chill is at 27. Those winds are still very brisk. And all of that attached to that snow issue this morning that left varying snow totals all the way across the region. Some folks got a trace to almost nothing, while others in western Tennessee saw their snow totals go as high as almost 9 inches of snow. We still have snow falling right now. Not that far away from downtown Memphis, if we're using that as our measuring point. That just tracks around 25 miles off to the east right now, covering much of Fayette County and a little bit further north. So light flurries from Brownsville, Tennessee. You can see right along Interstate 40. I point this out because if you're traveling on 40 into or out of the city, you could run into a little bit of a visibility issue. There are still some flurries coming down. That takes us through Fayette Corners, Somerville, due south through Williston and Moscow as well, or Moscow rather, my friends there. I know how to pronounce it. Holly Springs, our good friends there. You've got snow flurries occurring a little bit further south of you as well. We'll be talking more about that in a few more minutes. Here's what you need to plan on for tonight, folks. Bitter cold conditions are on the way. Going to have a huge impact on these zones that did receive 1 to 3 to 5+ inches of snow. And that's all across the Fox 13 viewing area. Things that are wet on the ground, they're going to refreeze. So between 7 and 10, look at your wind chill. 17 to 18 degrees. Wear the warm coats, wear the hats, wear the gloves, and the scarves. You cannot overdo it. The number for your wind chill over the next 2 nights might surprise you. I'm going to talk about just how cold it's going to get and how that's going to affect the ground. We'll cover that coming up.
All right, thanks, Joey. 5 inches. That was the amount of snow on the ground in some places in Ripley, and that was before noon. Fox 13 meteorologist Lindsay Monroe measured it herself before moving north to Dyersburg. She is live in Dyer County tonight with an update on conditions there. Lindsay, what's that ruler telling us now?
Oh, we have been keeping a close eye on this measuring tool. We started in Memphis earlier this morning. We worked our way up 51 and ended up here in Dyer County, where we have been keeping a close eye on these measurements. And we're going to do it right now. We're in downtown, right in front of the courthouse here. I've measured in several locations to get a good average. Right now, 6 inches. The snow has stopped. It has not fallen in quite some time. So 6 inches has been a pretty consistent total here that we have seen since earlier this afternoon. Looking around, businesses for the most part look like they have been closed all day today, and that was something that some local folks certainly took advantage of.
No, it doesn't bother me any. I'm driving it. I got snow skin, so I like snow.
I had heard about it a lot, mainly just around school. People saying, yeah, we're not going to have school, so that was a good thing.
We even got in on a snowball fight earlier today. You gotta have a little fun. I know it's tough to travel here in some spots, but having a little fun is well worth it. Now, we did see several road crews out clearing sidewalks, parking lots, and the roadways, and Keep in mind, while a lot of the roads are clear for now, or at least they look clear, temperatures are going to drop, stay below freezing for the next few days here. Refreezing will continue to be a concern, keeping those roadways on the slick side. Reporting in Dyer County, Lindsay Monroe, Fox 13 News.
All right, great job, Lindsay, and welcome to the Fox 13 family. Lindsay is going to be joining the Severe Weather Center 13 team weekdays on Good Morning Memphis starting on Monday. We're so glad you're here.
While the storm is well in our rearview mirror by now, some of the after effects are still a concern, with tonight's lows well below freezing, just like Joey told you a moment ago. Water or snow that's on the road will refreeze by sundown. Fox 13 Scott Mattis is making his way south now. He's live in Covington, which got 3 inches today. Scott?
Yeah, 3 inches, believe it or not, and anybody driving up and down Highway 51, well, they may not have noticed that unless they look at the grass. Now, I can tell you, we're live here again in Covington. It's no secret. We got snow, and like you said, Daryl, 3 inches of snow in the city of Covington, but it really mainly stuck to the grass and to the trees and to the bushes. The roads, well, they were pretty good. As you can see, Highway 51 completely passable, and it's been like this for pretty much the entire day. It's stuck for just a little bit, but as vehicles started going up and down the road, as traffic started moving, well, it dissipated, to say the very least. But this is the main concern right now. This precipitation that is actually on the ground, well, it's not frozen, but we're going to be experiencing freezing temperatures overnight into tomorrow morning. So anything that is liquid right now, expect that to freeze, and that could be on major roads like Highway 51 in some parts, but we're really talking about those side streets and those driveways and those sidewalks, so be extra careful. Again, we've been traveling all across the Mid-South since 5 o'clock this morning, and as soon as we get back into the Fox 13 News car, we're going to head south again towards Mumford, Tennessee. We were there earlier this afternoon where they received 2.5 inches of snow. For now, live in Tipton County, Scott Mattis, Fox 13 News.
All right, thank you, Scott.
Lakeland was one of the first suburban communities to close schools ahead of the storm. Fox 13's Matt Stark spent the day in Lakeland, where he found people taking full advantage of all the snow and ice.
Yes, we are right off of Highway 64 here in Lakeland. Earlier in the day, big power outage in the area. We got out here quickly. MLGW had everything restored in a rather prompt manner. The big question all day, how are the roads? As you can see behind me, they were fine. No sign of any sort of accumulation. Whatever landed quickly melted off. We drove all through Bartlett in Lakeland today. Didn't see any traffic accidents. The only thing that we stumbled across was kids outside playing. They were enjoying the day. We saw some snowball fights, a couple of very small snowmen, and of course, lots and lots of sledding. We talked to a couple of these youngsters, found out their favorite part of today's snow day.
I have to say it's Miss Lindsay's chicken noodle soup, because after I crashed in that mud over there, I was pretty cold.
What's the best part of today's snow day?
A snowball fight. Playing with the dog.
Oh, yeah. Has he jumped on top of you yet?
Yes.
What's that feel like?
Like I'm getting scratched by a dog.
The kids clearly enjoying their snow day. Drivers on their way home tonight enjoying their commute. Roads are in fantastic condition. Off of Highway 64 in Lakeland, Matt Stark, Fox 13 News.
Now, it wasn't bad here in Shelby County, but on the other side of the state, a completely different story today. Check out this video of I-40 in Nashville. Tractor trailers, bumper to bumper, going nowhere. Police say they responded to 200 accidents in that area. At least 12 crashes had injuries. Nashville got more than 5 inches of snow, and would you believe this? That's the most snow to fall in that area since 2003.
Cars are sliding around on 4 to 5 inches of snow here in Tennessee. In some of the suburbs outside the nation's capital, 2 feet of snow left vehicles virtually at a standstill. Fox 13's Justin Gray is live in Washington, D.C., where that monster storm created gridlock worse than the two parties in Congress. Good evening, Justin.
Yeah, it is getting ugly out here, and it is only going to get worse. Take a look. Right now, we've already got snow on the ground. The roads are rough shape. We just saw a plow go by just a couple seconds ago. City leaders encouraging people to go home and stay home throughout the weekend. The snow coming down heavily now. The first flakes started around 1, but this is just the beginning. City leaders told Washington residents to find a safe spot by 3 p.m. and plan to be there through the weekend at least.
We want people to hunker down, shelter in place, and stay off the roads.
More than 2 feet of snow is likely, but the beginning of this blizzard looks so pretty. Tina Curry rushed over to take pictures of the Capitol before the metro trains stopped running at 11.
I went to school in Syracuse, so a couple feet isn't a big thing, but in D.C., that's a huge thing.
The tour buses were even still running, but there were no tourists inside them. City government and schools were closed in anticipation of the blizzard. Federal government employees were released at noon. Mary Hassan is rushing home from work and doesn't expect to be going anywhere for a while.
Get in the house, turn up the heat, watch a few movies. I guess stay that way the entire weekend, yeah.
Even with the blizzard approaching, thousands of people converged on Washington for the annual March for Life. The Scheidlers have been coming for 40 years, but this year they're stuck.
We were scheduled to leave on Saturday morning, but of course that's all been canceled, and we're scheduled for Sunday, but I'm strongly suspicious that will be canceled as well.
And things just getting worse. It's going to be a while before these conditions improve. The snow starting to pick up, the wind starting to pick up. Give you an idea what we're expecting, 30 inches. We'll take a look at where things are now. We're right at about 3 inches. So this is really just the start of this, which is why city leaders calling this a life and death event and encouraging everyone to stay home. Reporting live in Washington tonight, Justin Gray, Fox 13 News.
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 5 at 5:24. Fox 13 is in Pinson, Tennessee, with investigators after the discovery of young Noah Chamberlain. We'll tell you where that investigation of the 2-year-old's death stands right now. And next, we continue our coverage of the severe weather that hit the Mid-South today. Fox 13 is checking on flights in and out of Memphis International Airport. An update on how the storm is affecting your air travel.
Temperatures will be falling tonight to dangerous levels, and we still have flurries occurring from downtown Memphis. You just have to go east about 30 miles north and south of Moscow. We're going to talk about where they are, where they're going, and what those temperatures are about to do to the region.